Kaunda, out of politics for almost 2 decades, but still singing the freedom songs that defined a movement.
It was a continent where indigenous people had begun to realize that's not how God meant them to live.
This week on African Voices, one of modern Africa's founding fathers, Zambia's first Prime Minister and President, Kenneth Kaunda. The voice may be quieter, but the love of music is still strong. We meet Kaunda at his home in the Zambian countryside, 20 minutes from the capital, Lusaka.
Discrimination is something I began to fight when I was very young.
In the 1950s, Africans were resisting colonialism and demanding the right to self-government. In Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah, freedom! And in Tanzania, Julius Nyerere were leading independence movements. And in northern Rhodesia, soon to become Zambia, a young Kenneth Kaunda was fighting colonial rule and racism.
We were going to defy unjust laws, conditions of slavery, more or less, where you go and buy food, go and buy something from a shop, you go and do that through a pigeonhole, because the open door, is for white people. And if you're black, you must go and stand by the window, no matter how long it takes to serve you, no matter how many you are, long queues. There was segregation of the West form. We followed Mahatma Gandhi's teaching here, and we decided to fight our struggle, to follow up on our struggles using methods of non-violence.
In 1958, Kaunda was elected leader of a new political party, the Zambian African National Congress. It was promptly banned by the British authorities, resulting in his arrest and imprisonment in March 1959.
Succeeded in the end, but it meant going to prison, defying unjust laws, being arrested by the police, beaten up, thrown into prison. You come out, you still continue. And we did this, and indeed in the end, thank God, we succeeded. We succeeded also to not to link this racism with white skin, because we're against racism. We did not want to become independent, but racists, black racists. No, we accepted the creation, God's creation, and love God, your creator, with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, all your strength.
After his release, Kaunda formed a party practicing a form of African socialism he called humanism.
That is government under which people know what it is to have some education, some health facilities, some activities that will make them live decent lives.
In 1964, Kaunda became the first president of Zambia.
My colleagues and I decided we're going to go into one party. The reason for that, there was no way at all in which we could have fought and defeated colonialism all around us with so many parties in Zambia at that time. No way at all. But even then, we didn't force matters, impose matters. So when we were moving towards independence, I realized we had to work together so that the South Africans, the Portuguese, Angola, Mozambique, don't exploit that separation within us, then they will destroy everything.
That one-party system led opponents to claim Kaunda was a dictator.
No, I've never been a dictator. But even then I knew that it wasn't the best thing to do. Now, I made it very clear that when the situation was around us was getting better, there would be no need for us to have one party.
He was in power for nearly 3 decades, until a coup by the opposition party forced him to step down.
I said, no, we'll call elections early, because I think the situation is getting better. And so, from all that I did, you can see clearly there was no desire in my mind to remain in power forever.
Soon after he came to power, Kaunda nationalized Zambia's copper mines, the lifeblood of the economy. But not everything went according to plan.
It was a difficult situation. We had to do that. One day I met one of the managers, lower level managers of the mines. I asked him now, how long do you think it would take for an African to get to your level? He looked up there and looked very wise and said, oh, it took some 16 years. This was 1968. Now I said, now look, 16 years, where are we going to be by that time? There were things like that which was still part of the oppressive system that was there under colonialism, drove my colleagues and myself to do what we did. I don't think we had, in that situation, a choice in the matter. Today I would have used different methods, but at that time I think it was the right thing to do.
But by the time he left office, the Zambian economy was in poor shape, battered by low metals prices and mismanagement. Zambians were worse off than at independence, and the country's debt had skyrocketed. But throughout his life, Kenneth Kaunda has remained true to guiding principles. Up next, Kenneth Kaunda, man of faith.
Love your neighbor as you love yourself. No more messages central. It's more central than that.